Obviously, this film is based more on the original source material, the Philip K. Dick story, rather than the Verhoeven movie.
Right.
Obviously, same title. People are gonna go to see the movie and want to kind of compare you to Arnold. Did you have any trepidations about sort of taking on this role and filling his shoes in a sense, even though it's completely different?
Come up short there, literally. No, I didn't. I didn't have any trepidation about filling his shoes because I really didn't feel like I was filling his shoes. I mean, even straight out of the gate, 6'2", 250, 70 pounds of muscle. You know, it's not what you're getting with me, of course. And then just dramatically, the character, even though he's going through the same set of circumstances and situations that he goes through in the original, tonally it's really different. The film just felt tonally very different. You know, there's not the one-liners and there's not the sense of kind of kitsch. That isn't a retrospective thing when you watch the original Total Recall. It was even there in the 90s, it was kind of kitsch by design, as a good thing. I mean, that's one of the most fun things about the film. And the sense of humor, ours is more played kind of straight drama. So I didn't really, I mean, you feel the pressure, or not pressure, but you're aware that you're making a remake of a film that's held with great affection by a large member of the cinema-going audience from back then. But hopefully it justifies its own existence by being, you know, enjoying in and of itself and entertaining in and of itself.
Well, I thought your Quaid was great because it's almost more realistic. You know what I mean? Like I felt like a little Bourne Identity sort of thing going. You know?
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, it worked really good. What was your reaction to Len's original? You know, his sort of interpretation of this material, his idea to go in this route.
Great. I mean, he very pointedly wanted the story. First and foremost, it's a massive action film, but he very pointedly wanted the story to have a certain emotional and psychological heft. And if it didn't have that, it wasn't really the film that he wanted to make. You know, the whole film, we spoke about it while we were shooting over and over again, is kind of, and this maybe doesn't come across, maybe it doesn't need to, but it's kind of an argument between the mind and the heart. You know, the emotional world versus the intellect. And I mean, I think in an ideal situation they coexist, of course, but his intellectual life has been manipulated to the degree where he thinks he's someone that he's not, and he has all these memories that aren't actually real. And his emotional life has been subjugated enough that he can believe what his mind has been manipulated to believe. And then when Melina, Jessica Biel's character, comes into it, he can't remember her. He was in love with her before his mind was white, but he can't remember her. But there's a feeling inside him that she's familiar. There's something to this woman. So the whole film is kind of this man coming alive to the idea of what is true within him and within his life, regardless of whether his name is Hauser or Quaid. And that truth exists in this film in the heart more than it does in the mind. So that's, I mean, that Len was even thinking those ideas and all. Yeah, it was lovely, man. It was music to my ears.
Yeah. You mentioned the action. There's a lot of action. It is nonstop. Is this the most you've done in a movie? Certainly since Minority Report, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there was more action in this than Minority Report. I mean, that was, I suppose, there's similarities with, you know, Tom on the run in Minority Report and trying to find out, Tom is trying to find out about a future that hasn't happened, and this guy's trying to about a past that has happened but that he can't recall. But both of us spend the film on the run, so I'd say for Tom, Minority Report would have been a really physical film, probably pretty much the same ballpark as this was for me playing Quaid. But this is certainly the most action-packed film.
Most physical, yeah. What's great, it's really
Thanks,
fun to
man.
watch.
You're gonna need your seatbelt on!